Before we begin, just obviously little brief disclaimers. We're a regulated environment, so we got to throw these up here. We don't provide any type of tax advice. We do not. We're not attorneys. We're not accounting advice. Majority or decent amount of this information was helped prepared by the Allianz Insurance Company. We're not affiliated. We're not representatives of them, but we do have to give them credit for some of the slides that are here. A little bit about CIG, what we do. For those of you who don't know, although looking around the room, I think most of you do, we're a wealth management and financial planning firm. We were based, started actually in 1997 by Osman bin Kara, and we've since grown to the stature that we are now. We focus in on wealth management and financial planning for our clients. And quite frankly, what does that mean to you? That means we look out at all facets of your management. So we're going to be today talking a little bit about Social Security, which is one piece. But again, that's one piece to the overall puzzle to say how can we make sure that we grow, protect, and then ultimately look to transfer or your wealth, and how do we continue to move from there. So when do we start benefits? This is the million-dollar question across the board. And as I alluded to, you can start benefits as early as age 62, is what the Social Security Administrator's office allows you to do. And at age 62, you're less than your full retirement age, you're going to get a discount. Maximum benefits can be attained at age 70. So if you take nothing until 70, that's the max you're going to get. You're capped out. If you wait to 75, you should have started 5 years ago, because it's not going to continue to grow from there. But when we look at it, as you can say, it's all based off of age and scale, right? So anything before 1937, from a birth date standpoint, your full retirement age is 65. And if you decide to take it early at 62, you get a 20% haircut on what that dollar amount looks like, okay? As you start getting, as you're younger, but as we start going up in lower, I guess, in age, but up in the age years, between 43 and 54, full retirement age is 66. Again, take it early, 25% reduction. And right now, if you're born after 1960, the full retirement age is 67, and you get a 30% reduction by taking it early. So when I alluded to earlier that the system is currently underfunded, and I'm saying there's going to be making changes, they're already starting. This is what they're saying. If I had to talk to my kids, even though my kids are really young, and say, hey, here's what I think your Social Security system is going to look like, quite frankly, you're going to see probably 2 or 3 more things down here, okay, that says, okay, if you're born after 1980, now your full retirement age is 68, and you're going to get even a bigger haircut if you want to go ahead and take it earlier. Because, and really what's happening is some of the advancements in modern medicine, people are living a lot longer than they ever thought they were going to when they put this system in place. And also, from an actuarial standpoint, they used a higher assumed interest rate of what they felt that this money can actually earn. And given that we're in pretty much a zero, we're a quarter-point interest rate environment right now with the most recent Fed move, those assumptions aren't panning out, is what they are. So that's where you're starting to get some of the underfunding, and that's one of the ways and how they're trying to correct it. And you're going to continue to see that. So what does this mean kind of in reality? How does this work? So what we did is we kind of created this little chart, and we used just a very basic assumption. So we assumed full retirement age for this individual was age 66, and they're going to receive $2,000 a month benefit. Now keep in mind, we took out cost of living, everything else, just to kind of make this an easy illustrative purpose. And when we look at it, it all depends on when we want to start. And this is where it becomes a very personal decision for each one of us here in the room. Because if we start at age 62, and we can either go to start as early as 62 or as late as age 70. Now, and that's kind of our vertical column. Our horizontal is what age are we going to pass away at? Now, obviously, nobody knows what this is going to look like. So this is where health becomes equation on, are we healthy, are we doing what we need to do. And if we start at age 62, so assuming we take it early, this situation will get a 25% reduction, and we live to age 70, we're going to receive $144,000 over our lifetime. Now, if we wait until age 70, die at age 70, math didn't work out so well for us, okay? And that kind of plays out, but really let's look at it and say, okay, let's look at age 85 just from a column standpoint and say, okay, if I start early and I make it to age 85, I would receive $414,000 worth of benefit, okay? Now, if I wait until 68 to take it and made it to age 85, I'm going to receive $473,000 worth of benefits, almost $60,000 additional benefits by waiting those, 4 or 5 years, 6 years in this situation, to get to age 68. So again, this is where I say it all depends. And it depends on what other assets look like, how much we're relying on Social Security from a retirement standpoint, and this is where it all depends with each one of you in this room on how do we make this assumption, what makes the most sense from there. With that being said, we're going to kind of conclude the rest of the presentation. What I recommend for everybody here, if there's additional questions, let's sit down and talk. As I said, the best thing and the first thing I'm going to tell you to do, if we're going to talk specifically Social Security, go onto the Social Security website, print out your most recent benefits, make sure to either fax those to me or get them to me beforehand so I can run some analysis. So we're not playing what if, we're going to play specific to your situation, and if we can have these conversations to see what makes the most sense. Again, as we do our planning for our clients, this is something that we do kind of as an integral part of what makes sense, how does it make sense, and are we going to continue to work, or are we going to take it early from there?
Securities offered through CIG Securities, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services available through CIG Asset Management, a SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance services provided by CIG Risk Management. All are wholly owned subsidiaries of CIG Capital Advisors.